Hello. Today is March 14th. I have been extremely busy recently, and so I did not have a video up last week. However, I am filming this today to get a question and answer video out tomorrow. Regularly scheduled programming will be brought back. So before we start, I did receive my gift from the Surrogacy Agency. I was not aware that this was something that was going to be happening. They called and said that I should be receiving a gift within the next month. That was a month ago, and I received it, and I am so excited. Hold on, I don't know how to work this thing. They got me an iPad. Not only that, says Rachel. I got a freaking iPad, so I guess that's cool. I am using this today to look at my notes that I have for this video. Let's get into this question and answer video. First of all, I posted a TikTok the day that the baby was born, and it went viral at like 3.3 million views. That's crazy. What surprised me the most about the attention it received, and it wasn't the fact that like it received a lot of attention, it was the people who do not understand basic biology. I do understand that, surrogacy is really different, and not a lot of people get that, you can have babies for other people, but it was a lot. The comments on my TikTok were either people supporting what I was doing or not understanding it, so they're immediately bashing me for doing what I was doing, which is fine. I really personally don't care what anybody says about me, but I was just overwhelmed with the amount of stupidity that was in my comment section. If you want to go check that out, that would be great. I don't know my TikTok handle. I will put it somewhere here, or even in the link in the description below. So on to our questions. I went on, these are questions from my TikTok comments. These are questions I asked on Facebook and on Instagram, and a lot of them are just basic questions that I get every single time I've told someone I'm a surrogate. And I'm gonna reenact a conversation that I have with just about everybody that I come in contact with. And if anyone's watching this and they're like, oh, I asked all these questions, no big deal. I have rehearsed it by now. I am ready to answer any questions. I love answering the same question over and over again, surprisingly. You think it would get annoying. It actually does not. I do enjoy teaching people who don't understand. So that's how I'm looking at it. Here is a conversation that I have whenever I tell people I'm a surrogate. Hi, I'm a surrogate. Oh my gosh, do you know the parents? No, I do not. They're actually not from this country. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So is it your baby? No, it's actually not. I'm doing what is called a gestational surrogacy, which means that it's both the mom's egg and the father's sperm. Oh my gosh, isn't that crazy for you? Actually, no, it's not. That's crazy. So that's usually a majority of how it goes. I answered a question in there already that was pretty common. What kind of surrogacy am I doing? I am doing gestational surrogacy, which means there's two main types. There's traditional and there's gestational. Traditional is just the father's sperm going into the surrogate mother's egg. So if I were doing a traditional surrogacy, then it would be considered my baby. However, I did a gestational, which means that they used the father's sperm and the mother's egg, put them together, grew it in a lab, and then froze it, and then de-thawed it, and attached it to my uterus. I've explained this already, but I just wanted to go into it again so that everybody was on the same page. One thing that I did learn, however, throughout this process is that surrogacy is illegal in a lot of countries. Human trafficking, baby selling, coercion of women to give up their bodies. And can I just put this out here? Everything that I did was 100% consensual on my part and on everybody's part. If I said no to something, it would be put in a contract that I said no to it. It was all 100%, what's the word? I just said it. Consensual. I actually signed up for it. I'm the one that, got the ball rolling on anything. So, and to also say, I had a beautiful experience. It was really hard and emotionally draining, but that does not take away my experience. Also, a majority of the people in my comments who were saying that this is unethical and this is immoral, and all of that stuff were fucking men. And to the women who also said that it was unethical, I don't understand women not supporting women, so I don't know what you're saying. So this was a common one. No, I did not have Nick Jonas's baby. I did not have Nick Jonas's baby. I had somebody else's baby. They weren't even famous. So it sucked for me too. I really wanted to have Kim Kardashian's baby or something like that, but I did not. So I did get paid to be a surrogate. I don't really want to say how much I got paid, but it was good enough for me. But for those of you who are wanting to know, it can be between anywhere to 50 to 100,000. So 50 to like 75,000. How did I feel after the baby was born? I was excited. I was tired. The delivery wasn't that long, but I will save that for that video. I did make a video of me leaving the hospital and explaining how I was feeling raw in the moment, so I won't go too much into detail. I did feel some sort of sorrow afterwards, but it wasn't my mental state, it was my body feeling that loss. So even though it wasn't a loss, that detachment. I do find myself missing him even today. I'm also extremely glad I don't have him because my life took a very dramatic turn very quickly in January, right before he was born. So having a baby and going through all of the stuff that I'm going through even right now, it's still going, would suck really bad. So that's another part of the reason why I did it, is because I enjoyed the pregnancy part and I enjoyed the delivery part. However, keeping him would have just been absolutely the worst. And he's being loved and cared for. He is home. So that's awesome. Did I get attached to the baby? Yes. An appropriate amount I got attached to him. Of course you're going to get attached to something that you're growing. Like, I never expected that I wasn't going to be like attached even just a little bit. I was physically attached to him, so of course I got, some feelings, but because of how my mentality going through all of it, which if anyone's trying to be a surrogate, I highly recommend, sticking to that mindset of, I don't want this baby, but I want to grow this baby. It helps a lot to not have that attachment issues. However, if you are worried, even in the slightest, that you will be attached to this baby, I do not suggest surrogacy for you. It is hard to just bye. Even me going through it with that detachment process, it was still hard. That's just my warning for anybody who wants to be a surrogate. It's rewarding, it's fun, but it's incredibly hard, and it could be potentially traumatizing. If anyone has seen Friends, the show Friends, if you're not a hater, which if you're a hater, it hurts, but I totally understand why someone would hate it. I love Friends personally, but if we all remember, Phoebe, a character in that show, had babies, was a surrogate mom for her brother. So if we're all gonna try to make me seem that this baby is mine, why would Phoebe have babies for her brother if that was going to be her baby? So if you want more information on it and background of it, watch Friends, because Phoebe does a really great job having triplets for her brother. A lot of people asked if I was there when the baby was given to their parents. No, I was not there. The way I looked at it, I was like, my job is done. I will want to leave as soon as I can. So I just spent the night. It was a really hard night. Just because my body had just gone through giving birth to a child, which is a lot. And I woke up and I was like, can I leave? And the nurse was like, oh yeah. And I was like, fantastic. I did see him I got a 1 hour closure time with him, and I took that hour and then I left, and it was nice. And I drove myself home, which a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, why did you do that? And I was like, because I could. I drove myself there. I might as well drive myself home. I don't have a baby, but I just walked out of the hospital. It was interesting. I've never experienced that before, but because last time with my son, I was wheeled out of there with a little baby. It did feel weird leaving the hospital without something. Like I came in with something and I left without something. So that was a little interesting on my body, but other than that, no, I did not see him get passed off to his parents. A lot of people are confused on when I tell them I have never spoke to the parents. The parents live far away in a different country. And so there's a time difference, and so I never got to speak to them. Also, it's very hard to contact them. Oh my God, my cat is looking at me. Let me show you. What are you doing? What are you doing, Jim? Look at you. Oh my God, you're so freaking cute. Anyway, but yeah, so I never spoke to them, and that never bothered me. What was the hardest part for me in my surrogacy? The hormones. Hands down, the hormones. Imagine just feeling extremely shitty all the time, and it never fluctuates. It's just consistent, and there's nothing you can do about it except add more. That's what it's like, and it was just not fun. So that was the hardest part of the surrogacy, and a lot of people are surprised when I say that instead of giving the baby away, because the baby, that part was easy, but the hormones was probably the hardest and suckiest part of surrogacy. One of the qualifications to be a surrogate is you have to have already had a successful pregnancy, delivery, and birth. I have had one of those. I do have a son. He is 3. Love him so much. Was I supported in my surrogacy journey? Yes. But let me just go into that. My family has known me my whole life, obviously. And they know better than to try to tell me what to do. I will not listen to them if you try to tell me what to do. I hate being told what to do. I hate it so much. Don't tell me what to do. I'm my own person. I hate being told what to do at work. I hate being told what to do anywhere. And I've made that violently clear to my family. So at this point in my life, they know better than to try to tell me that they don't support me in anything. I'm thankful that they love me enough that even though they don't understand, that they still loved me throughout my process. So that was cool, because I do love my family. I do care for my family, but I'm going to do what I want to do. So I'm grateful that my family loved and supported me through this, even though they didn't understand it. Did my son understand what was happening? No. He is 3. And my son would much rather do everything else than understand what I'm doing. So no, he didn't. So he didn't have a hard time with it, which was really helpful, actually. So that was cool. But no, he didn't understand what was happening. I had to protect my belly whenever he was around, because he would jump on me. It was scary. I'd be like, no, you can't touch mommy's belly. And he would be like, no, mommy's belly. And I would be like, oh. So that's a conversation between me and him. It's average right there. Would I do surrogacy for someone I know? Yes, I would. The only thing I would ask is for them to pay for my health insurance and for all of my medical expenses. So I would have no problem doing it for someone that I know. And last but not least, am I doing surrogacy again? Well, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry that there wasn't a video last week. I just want to thank everyone for watching so far. Don't forget to subscribe or whatever. And yeah, if you have any more questions, I am doing another question and answer video just like this in a couple of weeks. So if you have any burning questions, please comment them down below. And I appreciate everyone following my journey so far. Bye!